Hello, dear chemistry students. I'm so excited today. Do you know do you want to know the reason why? Because this is my first video in YouTube channel, and I'm starting with a very good part where every one of us are confused, or every one of us want to know what is the syllabus for grade 10 chemistry for the year 2021-22. So basically, CBSE has been making many changes regarding the assessment pattern, regarding the syllabus. So I have started this channel so that I can be closely monitoring and telling you all how the CBSE pattern is. And let me get started with my first video today. So I hope all of you are staying safe at home and all of you are taking care of yourself. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit a like button if you like it. Also, please see that you tell in your peers also, so that they also get benefited with it. So let's get started. So basically, this first unit, if you can see, chemical substances, nature and behavior, which is comprising of 25 marks, is chemistry. So it comprises of 55 periods, if you can all see, and totally, like, chemistry is 25 marks. So already in grade 9 you would have a knowledge that chemistry is 25 marks. So this is how in grade 10 also it is. So we can all see this chemical substances, nature and behavior is the chemistry part. Now coming to the lessons. So we have totally 5 lessons. One is chemical reactions and equations. Second one is acids, bases and salts. Third part is metals and non-metals. Fourth part is carbon and its compounds. And the fifth one and the last one is periodic classification. So basically in most of the schools, the fourth and the fifth lesson comes in the second term. First 3 lessons comes, like, it's being taught in that manner. It comes in the first term. So chemical reactions and equations, I think most of you have started with this chapter. It's very basic chapter where what is a chemical reaction, how to balance it, how balancing is important, and what are the reactions, how many types we have. So basically these 4 types: combination, decomposition, displacement and double displacement are being taught in detail. Our textbook also have in detail of these 4 parts. Coming to precipitation, this precipitation comes under where a precipitate is formed. This is most probably the double displacement reaction. So in double displacement reaction only you'll be learning this word precipitation. Also neutralization. Neutralization is also under double displacement reaction only. So where there will be exchange of ions. So you will be going into detail once we start with the chapter. And the last part is oxidation and reduction. So this is like most probably oxygen being added and hydrogen being added. So this, both of them when combined, it becomes a redox reaction. So here one thing which I've observed is corrosion and rancidity is being removed. So corrosion and rancidity are deleted, or we can say corrosion and rancidity are not a part of the syllabus of 2021-22. So I think you can just give a strike off, or you can just write out of syllabus there. Next, coming to acids, bases and salts. So acids, bases and salts, the major definition, like Arrhenius theory we can say, which comprise of saying that H plus, if you have in a chemical compound, that means it's an acid, and if you have OH minus in a compound, that means it's a base. So this is a very basic definition of an acids and base. And general property. So this general property comprises of how the acids base are tasting, or how the acids and bases reacts. So this comprises of both physical and chemical properties. Next, coming to the pH scale. So a pH scale is a very basic definition of pH scale is given in the textbook of grade 10. So we don't have to go to the definition where logarithm is involved. This is not required. Okay, this you'll be learning in your +1 +2. Next, importance of pH. So how pH is important in our daily life, and most probably we have seen that a question for sure comes where the pH scale or the pH in everyday life is being asked. A 2 mark or a 3 mark question is asked. Next, chloralkali process, where they are asking you to see the preparation and use of sodium hydroxide. So from here, the salts part is involved, where bleaching powder, baking soda, washing soda, plaster of Paris, these are very, very, very important in the lesson. So what I have seen is most probably pH scale and questions based on salts, like right, the preparation of bleaching powder, or uh, how is plaster of Paris converted to gypsum, or how is gypsum converted to plaster of Paris, what are the uses. So mostly the questions come from the pH part and the salts part. Next, metals and non-metals. Metals and non-metals, it basically is most probably about what is a metal and what is a non-metal, and reactivity series, very important. So reactivity series, you'll be having a small touch of it when you are studying the displacement reaction in the first chapter. Next, formation and properties of ionic compounds, basic metallurgical processes where corrosion and prevention is also there. So though corrosion is removed here in the first chapter, it's been included here in the third chapter. So this is all about the first term. Next, coming to the second term, we have carbon and compound. So last year you would have heard from your seniors that most of the part was deleted from carbon and compounds, but now everything is included in 2021-22. So covalent bonding, versatile nature of carbon, homologous series. So these three parts were only there in the last year syllabus. But now if you can see, you have nomenclature, very interesting topic actually, which contains of the functional groups like halogen, alcohol, ketones, aldehydes, alkane, alkynes. You have these differences between saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons, chemical properties, which includes combustion, oxidation, addition, substitution, and ethanol and ethanoic acid, where properties and uses were discussed, and soaps and detergents. So this is a very interesting chapter. I feel teaching this chapter also is a very interesting chapter, and the students also take it in a very positive way. Like they enjoy learning this chapter. And the last chapter in chemistry is periodic classification of elements. So this is basically an attempt where all the classification of elements, like how the elements are classified into proper groups and periods. So we are learning the modern periodic table now, but how the modern periodic table evolved. So the evolution we will be seeing, which starts from Darwinian triads and Newland law of octaves and Mendeleev periodic table, and then you will be seeing the trends in groups and periods, which talks about valency, atomic number, metallic and non-metallic property. It's a very easy chapter, and it doesn't involve any chemical equations or reactions, so it's just like theoretical part. So these are the 5 chapters which we have. Next, coming to the practicals part. So these are the practicals which are being involved in 2021 and 22. So you can totally see there are 5 practicals in total. So if you can see the first practical, it's like testing of the pH using a pH paper or a universal indicator. So you will be taking an acid, you will be taking a base, basically OH means base. You will be taking again an acid, which is diluted ethanoic acid. You will be taking lemon juice, water, and dilute hydrogen carbonate solution. And universal indicator will be dipped in each and every solution here and tested with the color. It's a very easy experiment, I can say. Next, the B part is reaction of HCl acid and NaOH base with litmus solution, zinc, and solid sodium carbonate. So this is like reactions you'll be seeing and how the litmus solution is. This is also very easy. There's not much. Uh, there's nothing much to struggle in this. Next, second experiment is based on the first chapter, which is the types of reactions. So here, this is the combination reaction. This is the decomposition reaction. This is the displacement, and this is the double displacement reaction. We can also this is the precipitation reaction. So this four prompts are given to us, but basically we can test different chemicals in the lab other than what is given here. For example, we can burn magnesium ribbon here and say this is a combination reaction. We can take lead nitrate also here, PbNO3 twice. and see the observations. Iron nail and copper sulfate, so we can test with different combinations, like we can take silver in copper sulfate solution and we can see if reaction is taking place, not taking place. So here we need to be very thorough with the reactivity series. Next is sodium sulfate barium chloride reacting and forming barium sulfate, which is a precipitate. Now the next one is this is displacement reaction. So displacement reaction, if you can see, it's a very important part of grade 10 syllabus, and reactivity series also need to be very thoroughly studied. So zinc reacting with all these four aqueous solutions. Similarly, iron, copper, aluminum reacting with all the aqueous solutions. So basically, you will be getting 16 reactions here. Few will take place, few will not take place. Next, this is the second term, which is a part of carbon and compounds lesson. So acetic acid, which is also called as ethanoic acid, how the odor is, how the solubility in water is, what is the effects of litmus, and the reaction of sodium hydrogen carbonate with acetic acid is being studied in detail here. Next is study of comparative cleaning capacity of soap in soft and hard water. So you are studying the capacity of the soft water and hard water, how the soap is being forming foam or not forming foam, and what could be the reason. We'll be studying it. So this is all about the practicals and the syllabus in 2021-22. If we are thorough with the reactions, most probably grade 10 is all about chemical reactions, balancing them. So we all need to be very thorough with this. So keep subscribing to my channel. I'll be uploading more and more videos based on the lessons. So we'll start with the first lesson, chemical reactions and equations. Thank you.